Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SPASRO. Subscribe our channel and press the bell icon. If your birthday is on this day, kindly comment your name with birth year on chat. If you like my work, kindly sponsor by buying super chat and sticker. We are born in this earth for some purpose, believe that you also born for the purpose. You are special, you're our unique personality who born on this earth. Today we are going to see about secret of November 1st Zodiac horoscope birthday personality. On the off chance that you were brought into the world on the principal day of the month, you have a unique character and regularly wind up to be the focal point of consideration. You may pick a vocation in expressions of the human experience which will empower you to seek after your inventive advantages, or work with kids, creatures or pets to draw out the more delicate side of yourself. Since you like to do things as you would prefer, you would be more qualified to working freely or in an administrative role. You are an aggressive individual. You acquire progress in any work that you attempt. You don't care for anyone requesting or ordering you. You will lead your existence with your own particular manner and on your own terms. You normally want to be the top of a project and be the awesome you're calling with the goal that individuals regard you. As such, you care very much about your picture and economic well-being. You are partial to extravagances and like to have a lavish existence. You are here and there basic about others, however yet you urge your partners to advance. You should attempt to look for the assistance of others in work obscure to you and do whatever it takes not to be a superstar by battling or playing out the work alone. You ought to try not to be bombastic in your life. Well-being savvy, you might be inclined to heart sicknesses. You ought to get your vision checked routinely. You may have issues identified with circulatory framework and hypertension in the later piece of your life. Having oranges, cloves, ginger and grain will be useful to you. You ought to likewise have however much nectar as could be expected. You should care for your well-being during the long periods of October, December and January. You ought not overwork yourself during this period. You are sharp-leaning and have an immense potential. You have an immense companion circle and numerous family members, yet you may in some cases feel desolate and alone in this wide world. You generally anticipate consideration from others. You have a positive nature and are certain. Generally, you are an exceptionally idealistic individual and never acknowledge disappointment without any problem. You ought to consistently begin your significant work and tasks on the 1st, 10th, 19th and 28th of consistently. You have a solid self-discipline and you for the most part don't spare a moment in completing your arrangements, despite the fact that others contrast from you. You should deal with your unnecessary costs and attempt to decrease them. You should attempt to set aside cash for the future, as you may need to endure misfortunes due to your trust in others. You have a colossal companion circle and numerous family members, yet you may here and there feel forlorn and alone in this huge world. You should attempt to avoid legitimate legal disputes, as you may endure monetary misfortune because of it. You are a pioneer, a speculator, and an initiator. You have an incredible aspiration and a solid drive for progress. You are profoundly autonomous and despise the limitations of working with others. You effectively become baffled with the everyday practice. You are exceptionally inventive, you have a sharp and fast brain. You have superb business senses and with the proper preparing can run enormous associations and huge organizations. You use data for a particular reason. Information is a down-to-earth instrument in your grasp. You despise data or information for the good of its own. You have an expansive vision and an extraordinary limit with regards to propelling others. You have extraordinary self-control that will be tried, particularly during the years 28 to 56. Yet, your chance for achievement is huge. You are for the most part open to the thoughts of others, however you can be amazingly difficult and unshakable once you become joined to your arrangements. Keep away from apathy and delaying. You are given to outrage and disappointment, and tend to constrain the issue now and again when things are not creating as quickly as you might want. Your assurance, resolve, and creativity are the keys to your prosperity and will probably bring you much close to home prize and monetary achievement. Being a trailblazer by your inclination, you are continually searching for groundbreaking thoughts and strategies for their execution. You are prepared to help anybody in a troublesome second, due to which you regularly restrict yourself. Expertise to spur, move and assume liability. Your constancy, assurance and fearlessness permit you to replace an innovator in the public arena. Aimed at achieving high goals, a person. Individualism and egoism drive you and give a certain impulse to actions. Having set a goal, people whose number of souls alone do not dare change course and rush forward. Do not carry the restrictions on the spirit, so you deal with all the problems from the very beginning. You are a fearless leader, persistent and determined. The capacity to introduce oneself and organize so that the option to provide orders to nobody is in question. Certainty, productivity, self-governance, the capacity to see and make something new. Tossing attire underlines the independence of style. People who are disparaged by a unit are typically hard to adapt to monogamy. During their life they had an adequate number of associations, and they didn't remain with a particular individual for quite a while. They have intrinsic sexuality and allure. They find in sex just the free articulation of their sexuality, and don't infer equivalent treatment in marriage. Nonetheless, such individuals get acknowledgement and authority in the family, and furthermore become incredible guardians. The individual is supplied with every one of the highlights of a pioneer. Whenever, totally in any circumstance, attempt to carry the make a difference as far as possible, without withdrawing until all potential answers for a specific issue have been depleted. You are consistently prepared to step up and assume responsibility for the circumstance. Have fantastic abilities of a finance manager, could accomplish gigantic outcomes in profoundly huge territories or enormous business. Sun, the wellspring of all numbers, is the start of all life. The psi thesis of any number incorporates the number 1, yet the actual number is resolute, it depends on the solidarity of the universe. Individuals of the Sun are pioneers essentially, amazingly solid characters who never go unseen in the shadows. These are energetic, rash, professional individuals. In the event that you are affected by this number, don't secure yourself your own emotions, don't restrict yourself just to your own discernment, else you will clash with the rest of the world. You generally make extraordinary progress. Liberality, pride, want to make something new, physical and profound strength, authority, want for power, activity, and awareness of certain expectations, unqualified equity, reasonableness are natural in you. You have an agreeable relationship with individuals from the principal, second, fourth, seventh gatherings.